Hey everyone, and welcome to a video within Algebra 1 detailing the topic of solving equations and inequalities in one variable. So the main idea of this topic is just to solve for a single variable given an equation or maybe in a set of equations. So for today, we're going to go over two example problems, and I'm going to describe and detail kind of how I get the answers and maybe a few techniques to use. And actually three problems. I didn't see that last one there. But without further delay, let's go ahead and get into it. So the first question, and sorry, this is a new trackpad here, but what is the solution to 0.3 times 12x minus 16 equals 0.4 times 12 minus 3x? So within this problems, we're solving for x, right? The single variable. Now, initially, what I like to do is combine like terms, maybe get everything on one side and solve for the variable that way, right? So you have this 0.3 and you have this 0.4 here. First thing we're going to do is try to get all, we're going to factor this in into here, and we're also going to factor this 0.4 into here. Now, why are we doing that? I like everything laid out as in it's just one equation equals another equation, and then you're solving for a common variable across the two sides of the equation. So if we're going to do that, we have 0.3 times 12x. So 0.3 times 12 is equal to 3.6, right? And there's different ways you could do this as well. I guess you might not have a calculator. So we're going to do 3 over 10, which is the same as 0.3. Right? 3 over 10 times 12x, right, or 12 over 1 minus 16, right, or 16 over 1. And that's going to equal 4 over 10 times 12 minus 3x. Okay? So let's factor this 3 over 10 to the 12, and we also have to factor it to the 16 here, right? And remember, 12 is the same as 12 over 1, right? 12 divided by 1, 16 is the same as 16 divided by 1. So 12 times 3, and this might be an easier approach. That's going to be 36 over 10 x minus 16 times 3, I believe is 48. Yep. Okay, 16 times 3 is 48. 48 over 10. It's going to equal 4 times 12. It's going to be 48 over 10 minus 3 times 4, or 3 over 1 times 4, right? 12 over 10x. Now that we have these two sides, the equation is 36 over 10x minus 48 over 10 equals 48 over 10 minus 12 over 10x. What I'd like to do next is combine everything to one side, right? So right here, we are going to, let me change color. We're going to, messed up on the color change. Anyway, we're going to add 12 over 10x to this side, right? It's going to cross that out, and then we're going to add 12 over 10x to this side. So that's going to give us the new equation. It's going to be 12 over 10x plus 36 over 10x. It's going to be 48 over 10x minus 48 over 10. And that's going to equal 48 over 10. So what do you do next? You want x on a single side, and you want the numeric values on a single side, right? Because we're solving for x, we're going to add 48 over 10, add 48 over 10 here, right? And this becomes 48 over 10x equals, is that 96 over 10? Okay. And after that, we want to solve for x. So there's two ways you could really do this. You could divide this out, or you could keep going with fractions, right? I'm just going to make this numeric since it's an easy denominator. There's probably another problem in the list when it doesn't simplify like this, but we have 4.8x equals 9.6. We want to solve for x, so we're going to divide by 4.8 here, divide by 4.8 here, and then you're going to come up with x equals, should be 2, right? 9.6 divided by 4.8 equals 2. So for this question, x equals 2. And x equaling 2 makes this equation true, or rather x equals 2 is the solution to that equation. Okay? And through these problems, if there's any confusion or if there's a step that's not clear, let me know in the comment section and I will address the comment. So if there's a way that I could be more clear during these tutorials, let me know about that as well. Okay, second question. The same thing, what is the solution to this problem, right? So 0.75 times x plus 20, and that's equal to 2 plus 0.5 times x minus 2, right? Same process, you want to factor this in to this, and then also you want to factor this in here to these two. This is by itself, this 2 plus this quality here. Overall, we just want everything laid out, right? We want to, sometimes there's times when you can simplify a little bit this equation. I'll say you can't. So let's go ahead and continue factoring this out. So 0.75 x plus 0.75 times 20, right? And 0.75 is the same as 3 over 4, right? So we want to take 3/4 of 20, right? So if we were to do this, we have 20 over 1, 20 over 1, multiply to 2, 60 over 4, which is the same as 15, right? Okay. Equals 2 plus 0.5x minus 0.5 times 2, which is 1. So 1/2 times 2 times 2, or 2 over 1, rather, it's 1. Or 2 over 2, or 1. Okay, so next step is to get everything on one side. So we have 0.75x plus 15 equals 2 plus 0.5x minus 1, right? Since this 0.75, this x quantity is larger than this one, I'll subtract this on this side and subtract it on that side. 0.5x minus 0.5x. So that will give us 0.25x plus 15 equals 2 minus 1, which is the same as 1, right? And that's 0.25x plus 15 equals 1. We're going to subtract 15 from this side. The same thing on this side. Subtracts 15. We get 0.25x equals negative 14, right? And the next step, we're solving for x, so we're going to divide by 0.25, because any number divided by itself here, any real number divided by itself is going to give you 1, right? So we're going to have x is going to equal negative 14 divided by 0.25, which, a quick tip, 1 over 0.25 is equal to 4, right? So it's going to be negative 14 times 4, which negative 14 times 4 is going to be negative 54. So x equals negative 54 for this problem. And again, negative 54 makes this solution true. Now, going to the last problem, I need to get that mouse down. Okay, so going to the last problem, we have 8x minus 3 times 2x minus 4 equals 3 times x minus 6. Now, the special thing about this problem, you have to follow the order of operations, right? So we'll do the right side first, and then we'll come back to the left side and explain what exactly we're looking at and what operations we should follow. Okay, so the right side, we have this 3. We want to factor it in to these 2, which will give us 3x minus 18, right? Because 3 times x is 3x. 3 times negative 6 will give us negative 18. Looking at the left-hand side, we have 8x minus 3 times 2x minus 4. Okay, so there's kind of 2 ways you could do this. You can factor out this negative, or you can include this negative with the 3, right? So we're going to include this negative with the 3 just so we know I think it's a bit simpler, especially for explaining. So we will have 8x, and then this negative 3 will be multiplied here and also multiplied here. So negative 3 times 2x is negative 6x, right? And then negative 3 times negative 4 equals a positive 12. So the equation we have now is 8x minus 6x plus 12 equals 3x minus 18. We could combine the x terms. That's the first thing we'll do. So 8x minus 6x is 2x plus 12 equals 3x minus 18. Okay. Now, since x is larger on this side, I'm just going to subtract 2x. And a note, you could subtract 3x, but I don't feel like flipping a negative, and a lot of times you might forget to flip the negative. There might be an answer choice on your test that gives you the negative of this answer. So this way I always think's a little bit safer. It might be a little bit slower, but while you're learning this, I think it's a good way to practice and to know that you're not messing up on any signs, right? Okay, so we subtract the 2x here. It means we have to do it to the other side. Now our equation reads, after doing this step, we have 12 equals x minus 18. Next thing, we're going to add 18, and then we'll come out with 12 plus 18, 30, is equal to x. And that's what makes this equation true, right? Okay, well, cool. Remember, if there's any questions that you have over this problem or over these sets of problems, go ahead and comment in the comment section. Anything that will help improve or anything I can help explain during the problem solving process, and I will adjust it for next video. Again, thanks for watching and have a good day.